tips for an enhanced meditation experience. We have 5 tips for you. Starting with the first, we would really encourage and recommend that you choose and fix a very peaceful place to attend the meditation sessions for the upcoming days. It really has a very positive impact and it creates a very blissful experience for all of us when we choose a quiet and isolated place where we can really experience the divine. Okay, one of you mentions on the chat that you can see a blank screen. Can you see the 5 steps that are visible right now? Okay, they're visible. Thank you so much for that. So number one, we choose and fix a peaceful place to attend the meditation sessions for the upcoming days. Number two, it would be really great if we could keep a diary and a pen to note down any key learnings and interesting takeaways or facts that we learn in the course of these 7 days for ourselves, which we can recap later. Number three, so we have created a WhatsApp group for all of you where you'll get an access to useful spiritual material and daily homework, which will be really helpful for the next 7 days of your meditation experience. On the Zoom chat, I'll be shortly posting it. Have posted it on Zoom. What you have to do is just simply click on that link and you will be onboarded onto the WhatsApp group that we have created. Point number 4, for any questions, queries, raise your hand or post it on Zoom chat. We will be taking up questions and addressing them one by one at the end of the session. And number 5, enjoy it. Absolutely. So anything really which we are enthusiastic about, we really enjoy it. So I would like to take just a couple of minutes more to introduce all of you to our facilitator for this 7-day Raj Yoga meditation course, Sister Monica. Sister Monica, a brand storyteller, a digital strategist. She has served the industry for over a decade in managerial as well as leadership positions, and about the same in the world of digital advertising. She has worked with reputed brands like Canon, Huawei, Microsoft, India TV, Wipro, Honda, and other MNCs as a professional, and she rose in rank from a marketing executive to country head, spearheading business divisions. In her entrepreneurial avatar, she has been the inspiration behind the successful brand communication agency Interactive Bees, which has spread its wings over 12 years of its existence and partnered with various national, governmental, and international brands. NASCOM, 10K Startups, Canon India and Singapore, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, Fortis Hospitals, Max Group, just to name a few of them. The agency has also been accredited with the Red Herring Top 100 Asia Company 2016 and India 5000 Best MSME Awards 2017. Taking stock of her contribution to the sector, Insights Success, which is a very popular IT magazine, has chosen her among the 50 most empowering women in business. She is an innate spiritualist and has been associated with the Brahma Kumaris for over 35 years. She strongly believes that in today's world where everyone is talking about disruptive solutions, the biggest and the most profound disruption would come from each one of us, and that is to know and understand who we are and harnessing our inner powers. The biggest gift we have got in our life is the thought power. One must learn the art of making our mind our best friend. She is also a firm believer that each one of us has the power to create our own destiny. One needs the right kind of nurturing and investment of time and energy into knowing ourselves. It's only then we can deal with all kinds of challenges smartly. Over to you, Sister Monica. A very, very warm welcome from the entire family, Brahma Kumaris Kalkaji, and
Sure.
all the participants who have been attending. Sister, over to you.
Thank you so much, brother, for that lovely and a very warm welcome. Well, it's such a pleasure to be amongst this wonderful gathering. And I personally feel that it's a family which we all are coming together to go on a very beautiful journey. So for next few days, we'll be together, traveling together, and unleashing the science of meditation, science of knowing selves, and delving deep into the wonderful treasures of what we had really not known yet. Because I personally believe that in so many sciences we are taught about this costume, but certain things which have really left unexplored are those wonderful thoughts which actually Almighty has shared with us. So in this wonderful journey we'll be undergoing some very interesting reflective exercises. We'll be having sessions wherein we'll be discussing certain things. But the best part of this whole journey would be that it's my journey, because till date we've studied so much about the world at large, the people, their emotions. But let me just today sit for a moment of silence. And as I speak, I'm going to take you to a very small reflective exercise. Sit back very comfortably on your chair in a very comfortable posture. Let go of anything that is coming to your mind. And I tell myself, it's a wonderful time that I have got for my own self, to look inside myself, to relook at my own dreams, the dreams for my own life. I wanted a life that is full of love, a life which has happiness, a life which has peace and equality, a life which is full of comfort, where I have time to sit with my own kith and kins. I have dreamt for a life where we all have freedom, freedom to think, freedom to speak, and freedom to do what we really believe in. Needless to say, we all wanted a life which has good health. But sometimes it looks like a utopian thought. Is this really possible? Well, my dear brothers and sisters, let me take you to the circle of life. How it all started. Go back to your own childhood. See something like this. How simple and innocent was our life, lying in the cot, as if We were the kings and the queens. Used to laugh it out. Life was so uncomplicated. Didn't ever know who I really belonged to, even to a stranger. We used to laugh, enjoy, giggle. I'm sure you remember the kind of paintings which we all have made in some or the other point of the time. The, the lovely trees, the lovely huts that we have made, definitely at one point of time. And then as we grew up, I think something which started taking our attention was our toys, our belongings. And every child was comparing that I need to have world's bestest toys. And I used to, go out in the playground and enjoy to the max. And then something else took the priority in my circle of life. It was the career making time, man, studies and, the kind of activities that we wanted to take. Everything changed. The priorities changed. But for others, I think it was the friend circle that took a priority. And as we still grew up, we felt that parties was something which was very important. The life kept on growing. We joined an organization. And when we joined an organization, that's when the projects that we were handling, the things that we were doing became and took our lot of attention. It never stopped there. Then it started with a happy married life, and then came the young one. And the life kept on going and moving. Well, while we were busy, I think we got entangled with lot of distractions and priorities coming to our own life. And with these increased awareness and distractions started growing in our life. People, penny, possession, position, I think they had taken it all. It started occupying our mind space. And then every organization was wanting to be better, faster, and smarter. And I would not say that only the organizations, even we ourselves wanted to be better, faster, and smarter in our lives. Wasn't that so? Yeah. And when something like this started happening, it all left us more worrisome. We became more stressed. We became more fearful. We had lot of panic. We had worry and we had uncertainty. Somebody has very rightly said that you are what you eat. You are what you eat. Let us just pause and ponder and ask ourselves, what am I eating on a daily basis? You see, we all are sitting, I think most of us are sitting in lockdowns. And these are the times when most of us are getting chance to sit with our family. But ask yourself, how many of us are really enjoying the time sitting with family? I think hardly. We have made the best of the life and the lifestyle. But ask yourself, do I really have time to enjoy that living with my own people? Probably not. For a simple reason, I think today we are too occupied consuming lot of energy and lot of information. You see, if you constantly feed yourself with pain, with worrisome information, with negative information, it's going to formulate the energy of your own mind. So it's high time, my dear brothers and sisters, we need to check what and where have we really gone wrong. So let us just have a deep dive today, that where did we actually go wrong, that today we really need such sessions where we have to discuss such things. Let me give you a very simple example. A lot of you are sitting here and I can see some of the videos open. So let's say I can see Brother Rajneesh Bahal here. Now, brother, hello, Om Shanti. You can see me, right? Now, let's say if so many of you are sitting here and out of the blue, I start saying something to this brother which is very obnoxious. Uh, can I ask, brother, to open and unmute so that I can have a chat with Rajneesh Bhai? Is that a possibility?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Thank
possible.
you. Yeah. Wonderful. So let's say out of the blue, I come and I join this call and I start, saying something which is absolutely obnoxious, not relevant, and I start talking in front of everybody and start talking loudly to you. How would you feel? Share it genuinely.
About if would say about a few months back, I would have felt very negative.
Okay.
And but what I've been doing, I've been reading some books, and I've
Yeah.
learned like I've read Secret, Magic, uh, Power,
Right.
which has made me change to be practical
Okay. So
and
let's say if
gratitude.
I am talking to the old Rajneesh Bhai,
Yeah,
and if I were to ask you, if I
then,
say
then
something very obnoxious, let's just be our normal self.
yeah,
How would you respond?
I would respond very badly. I would start hating. I would probably curse. I would do everything. You know.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, let us just examine this whole thing. Imagine how this all happens. Let's just understand these situations. The moment I say something wrong to him, what happens? His ears are listening to what I am saying and speaking. Suddenly, what happens is it goes in his thoughts and a cycle starts. Look at this wonderful cycle, the wheel of fortune, the wheel of destiny. The moment I said negative to him, he heard what I said, and immediately the thoughts start building up. And he said, I will start feeling ridiculous. I start hating you. Look at the feelings, the feeling of hatred. What is the attitude? He won't even feel like seeing me or talking to me. Huh? Leave behind talking, he would just log off. He'll say, what this sister thinks of herself, she doesn't even have whatever, right? So that's how the attitude. And then the action is probably he might even escape and he leaves the meeting. And then he starts writing something negative on whatever. Now, this action creates a habit. Anybody saying wrong to him, that negative habit or the emotion immediately gets activated, and this slowly starts becoming a personality and a destiny, which people say, oh, he doesn't listen, right? Now, the same situation. Now, Rajneesh Bhai is a changed personality. I said negative to him. He heard this, but the thoughts started, and then there was something which he felt that probably the sister has understood me, and somewhere she's not either she's not in a great mood, so probably let me find out time and speak with her later. Now what happens is negative input, but he has done a programming, and he immediately remembers of the vision of his own life, or the dream for his own life, that I want to be loveful, I want to have happiness in my life, I want to have peace in my life, and that was his dream for his life. And suddenly he had given a break then and there. And then what happens is positive feelings, positive attitude. Action is he will find out time, we will sit together, we will speak with each other, exhale our concerns, and I might apologize in front of others, and I might say, oh, I was, I'm in a really bad mood and I just uttered something. And you see that habit of that positivity has earned him a very positive personality, and his destiny is that he starts making and earning friends for himself. Where did it all start? It started from a simple input, but a change in thought. So always remember, it is my choice. If I want to be negative, or whether do I want to be positive? If I am positive, I create a positive personality. If I am negative, I create a destiny which is negative. And that's the reason why we always say he is responsible, or she is responsible, or Corona is responsible for the pain in my life. My dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, nobody outside is responsible for my pain, for my agony. It is me, myself, who has the responsibility. So what we have to do today, and through this whole Rajyoga meditation course, the intent is, let me take back my remote control of my happiness, my peace, my love in my own hands. Because all this while, what we've done is, if you praise me, I'm happy. If you don't praise me, I'm not happy. If you look at me, I'm happy. If you don't look at me, I'm not happy. So what have I done? You people know what kind of button to be pressed. So today, through this Raj Yoga meditation and the first session, we are going to take back our remote control of our choices in our own hands. So let us start with the wonderful thing that where does this thought gets created. So let us see who we are. You see, we call ourselves human being. This is the body, there is something, and when they both join, it becomes a human being. All this while, we have been saying that we are human beings, but never realized that this beautiful word, human being, is made up of two very powerful words, which says human and being. Human is made up of 5 elements. Look at this: the earth, the water, the fire, the air, and the space. 80% of our body has water. So that's the constituent of my body. But how do I interact with them and, keep myself full with whatever I require? Well, look at this. So the human body interacts with the external world through these 5 senses. You see, I spoke to him, he heard, so the input went through ears. Probably, if I was doing something wrong for somebody, he was seeing it through his eyes. So these are two beautiful ways when I am getting input from external world. Even this one. So I'm constantly getting input, and I'm constantly giving output through these wonderful 5 senses: the hearing, the smell, the taste, the touch, and the vision. So this is what the human, or the humus, the body, comprises of. Then comes the being. What is being? Being is nothing but the energy within, the driver within. Let's just understand in a very simple way. I can see quite a few of you sitting here. Can I request you all to please raise your hand like this? Just raise your hand like this. Huh? Possible? Possible? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just do that. Thank you so much. Now, if I ask one of you, yeah, Surendra Bhai, could I please ask you to unmute yourself? Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. So let's say if I had asked you to raise your hand, and immediately you started raising your hand. What really happened? Could you please break this whole process into few parts?
I listened to you through my ears.
Very good, lovely,
Then I took the action as per your advice.
wonderful,
I moved my hand
wonderful,
up,
lovely. I
and you
think a
could
brother
see
has
it.
done it beautifully. So he said that, he heard it, the message had gone here, brain, and brain said, oh, yes, that's not a problem. You can raise your hand, right? Thank you so much, brother. Now, the same, thing I'm telling to a dead body lying here, and I'm saying, please raise your hand. This person has left the body, you know, this person is dead. He has lived a normal life, but still he's not raising the hand. Could anybody tell me in the chat window why is it that this person is not raising the hand? What happened? Anybody? Huh? Anybody? Chat window. Your chats are live now, and I would request somebody to read it for me. If anybody has written, given an answer. Yes. Anybody? Huh? The soul has left the body. You see? Very rightly said. The driver within is no more. A lot of times when I'm talking to people, some people say heart is not there. Some says lung and vital organs are not there. No, my dear friends, everything is there. But the driver within is no more. Imagine we have the best of the world's car standing here, but none of us know how to drive the car. Can we enjoy the car? Well, yes, seeing from outside, we'll all be very happy. But if I were to ask you, can we all have the ride in the car? No. You will say we need a driver to drive the car. Similarly, the beauty of this costume lies with the driver within. And I'm sure you'll say, how does this driver look like? What does it do? What are the, faculties of this driver? Yes, I'm going to share all these things. Well, we say we are the soul, the psyche, the atma, the ruhu, the shakti. In every religion, this is accepted. Well proven by doctors and scientists in umpteen studies out there that there is an energy which resides within us. And it's a conscient point of light and mind. Like the body is a sense of five elements, similarly, soul is a sense of seven values. And what are these seven values? We'll also understand them thoroughly. We are, this soul needs knowledge, this soul needs love, this soul needs peace, this soul needs happiness, bliss, purity, and power. How? Very simplistically, let's understand it very clearly. Imagine two people are sitting in a room and doing some talking. The third person who's coming from outside, he says, what are you people talking? What is the discussion that is happening amongst yourself? Yeah. So there is a need for this person that he wants to know what is it that you people are talking. So he needs gyan, he needs knowledge. What are you talking? So the moment we tell that person that this is what we are talking, that person gets clarity. Okay, these people are talking about this particular subject. You call it clarity, you get it purity. So there is absolute purity and clarity in his mind. And then he realizes that yes, amongst us, there's a lot of love. Yeah, we interact, we share. Probably this person also adds something on that particular discussion that we are doing. So we need love. We need peace. And where there are love and peace, automatically comes the happiness. You see, happiness is a emotion that we are showcasing through our sense organs. But bliss is a state of mind, which we are at bliss and power when we get all these seven powers. So a soul requires, that's the basic need of a soul, that we want to have knowledge. Knowledge gives us purity. And then there is love and peace, because wherever there is clarity, wherever there is gyan, there is lot of love, peace, happiness. And where you have these three kids, you automatically are at bliss and power. Now, how do we get these things? And we attain these things and we experience these things with the help of three wonderful faculties. And these three wonderful faculties are mind, intellect, and resolves. These are the three powers of the soul. Mind is the thinking faculty of the soul, constantly responsible for creating and generating thoughts. Then comes the intellect. Intellect is the judgment power, the discerning power, the deciding power. There's another second thing that this wonderful intellect does is the visualization. And I'm going to delve in all these things in a slightly more details. The third is, you see, let's say a thought comes. There is a wonderful phone line here. Can I pick it? The thought comes in the mind. Immediately, my intellect says, no, Monica, that is bad. Don't do that. Now, what is happening is mind says, pick it up. Intellect says, no, it is bad. You'll become a thief if you do something like this. If my intellect is powerful, I will keep it back. But today, what has happened is people's intellect has become weak because mind has started overpowering it. Constantly we say we want to attend such sessions, but you see, I don't have time, I have a lot of work, I have other pressures, blah blah blah. And hence we do not find time to empower ourselves. So mind is the thinking faculty, intellect the judging faculty, or the visualizer. Then comes the resolves. Resolves are nothing but, in Hindi we call them sanskars, the habits. Now, let me just take you to the first one, mind. We said that mind has the capability to constantly create thoughts. And let us understand what are the variety of thoughts which this mind is constantly creating. The mind can create four varieties of thought, four types of thoughts. The first variety of thoughts are the positive thoughts. What are positive thoughts? The thoughts which are full of values. In a very simple word, in a very simple explanation, if I have to tell you, I think good about myself without hurting others. I think positive about others and positive about myself, which means it's a win-win situation. It's a win-win situation. There's nothing which is full of, only myself. No, it's about we, togetherness. So it's about positivity, which are based upon values. Negative thoughts. A lot of people have very negative feelings even about themselves. Oh, I'm like this, nothing happens to me, I'm unable to do anything. Very dejected and rejected feelings about themselves. Losers. If not losing about themselves, they start having the feeling that, the world at large is bad, or, thinking negative about others. These are negative thoughts full of vices. Essential thoughts. Essential thoughts are work related thoughts. I have to go there, get this thing done, go to the bank, get my office completion done, or something. So make sure that children are attended well, or things like that. These are essential thoughts. Khana banana hai, things like those things. Then comes the waste thoughts. What are waste thoughts? Faltu thoughts, waste. Waste is waste. You ask somebody sitting idle, you'll ask him, what are you thinking? No, nothing as such. No, something you must be thinking. Yeah, I was thinking if this won't have happened, then that won't have happened. And if that won't have happened, that you tell that person nothing has happened. Why are you procrastinating? Why are you unnecessarily thinking? So these are waste thoughts. It's like sitting in the car, putting the engine on and pressing the button of race without changing the gear. The car is still in neutral. You keep pressing it for 2 hours. What is going to happen? The car is going to heat up. Are you going to move forward? No, my dear brothers and sisters. You would still be there because there is no gear that we have put in. So these are the waste thoughts constantly sucking our energy. Now I'm going to show you a wonderful study which was conducted at Huffington's Post. It's a very, relevant study, and I thought it pertinent to be showcased to you. So this was a very beautiful study which these guys did, and they had taken people from all strata of life and all caste, creed, cultures, and working professionals across the world. Not just India, but across the world, and not just US, everywhere. And this showed that, a human being is capable of creating 30,000, approximately 30,000 to 70,000 thoughts per day. Wow. If I were to calculate, it's 20 to 48 thoughts per minute. Per minute, a person is creating. Isn't it the kind of energy, huge energy that we are creating on a daily basis? And they thought, let's just study the kind of patterns of the thoughts which people are having. Interestingly, they said that 90% of the thoughts which people were creating were waste and negative. Only 5% of the thoughts were essential, and 5% of the thoughts were positive. Imagine if you all are business people, and I were to say that this is the kind of production this factory is doing, that the 90% of the production of the factory is waste, it's only 10% which is useful. What should we do? Should we continue running this factory? Yes or no? Huh? Yes or no? No. Yeah. Interestingly, this factory is going here. Constantly 24 by 7, 365 days in a year, it's going here. It's high time we need to really look into what's going on. And that's the reason why, we want such sessions, because we've never taken care of the mind. That's the reason why I need to really take care. You see, it's never very effort to grow a jungle, but it is definitely lot of effort to grow wonderful flowers. And mind is also like that. Let us start taking care of our mind, because we always say it's mind over matters. You see, one of the days when everything is fine, everything is wonderful, and you are in the best of your energies, and suddenly a phone call comes and says that, some near kith and kin has left the body because of corona. How would you feel? You feel as if you're sucked up. Your energy has gone down. Suddenly you start feeling that, you're feeling sick, your BP has gone low because that person was so close to you. So even though, you were feeling physically fit, suddenly when you heard something, you start feeling low. On the contrary, you were really sick, but you heard a great news. What would you do? Let's together celebrate this moment. So it is always mind over matters. If your mind is strong, you can win away any battle. Even a lost battle can be won. But if your mind is weak, we just cannot win, and even we can lose a winning battle. And that's why people always say, think and decide. In Hindi, we say, it's a very beautiful word. They say, soch samajh kar kaam karna. Think and decide, and then execute it. So let's just understand. We know thinking is done by the mind. But who is doing the deciding part? Well, yes, let's come to the second part, which is the intellect. Intellect is the judgment power or the visualization power. You see, whenever we are born, we come on this wonderful earth, God gives us two very beautiful gifts. One is the intellect, yeah, buddhi deta hai, and second is the freedom of choice. I think God did a great job here. You see, your young, small, chotu sa bacha, the child, if you keep guiding him, do this, don't do this, do that, don't do that, what is that? The child is going to say, Dad, I have brains. Let me do it myself. Yes or no? Huh? Or Mom, I have brains. Please don't keep guiding me. That's exactly what would have happened if God would have given us intellect, huh, and not given us freedom. So everybody would look like a robot, and how boring and dull this world would have been. So God gave us this wonderful treasure, which was intellect. And then he said, now choice is yours, whatever you want to do. If Sister Monica comes and starts shouting, the choice is yours. Whether you want to spoil your mood or sit back relaxed and talk to her, after a while. So that's my choice. So mind is like an advocate which keeps giving you best of the reasons. It just works like a barrister or an advocate giving wonderful explanations, for judge to give judgment in his favor. But if this judge or the intellect is strong, that's when you can decide the rightest thing for the case. And that's what we do in Raj Yoga meditation. You can even compare the mind and intellect with a horse and his rein. Mind is like a horse. We say that mind is like a horse. It just keeps me driving here and there. I don't want to do this, but I still do it because the mind overpowers me. Similarly, my dear friends, we always forget that if I really want to drive and ride on this horse, I need to hold back the rein tightly. Only then will this horse let me drive or ride over him. So similarly, let me try and make both my mind and intellect my lovely friends. Let me empower this intellect through Raj Yoga meditation and make my mind my lovely friend. And that's what we are going to learn in this. So, a lot of mothers, when they keep coming and meeting us, they say, my child is unable to concentrate. Very simple reason for concentration, which is an attainment through Raj Yoga meditation. It's very simple thing that we have to understand. I said one is mind. Mind is constantly giving very beautiful, thoughts, wonderful thoughts. Mind is giving. So imagine seeing a projector. What happens is the projector is given inputs through a computer. It is connected through a wire to a computer or a device, and the inputs are given to this projector. The projector starts projecting on a screen, and we all start enjoying seeing what is being projected. Similarly, mind is giving constant thoughts. Intellect is the judging faculty. Intellect is also working like a projector. As I keep giving you thoughts, your mind, your intellect is constantly projecting. Constantly projecting. Now I'm going to give you some thoughts, and I'm sure you will start visualizing it. Did you all just wave your hand if yes, it was? Did you all yesterday attended Shivani Behan's, sister Shivani's session? Yes or no? Huh? Yeah, yeah, okay. Quite a few of you. Wonderful, wonderful. I see some hands also raised. Wonderful. Huh? Did you see Sister Shivani? Did you see Sister Shivani? Yeah. Huh? Is Sister Shivani here presently? Is Didi here? No. But if I were to say, did you see Sister Shivani? I think you had very clear vision of Sister Shivani. Who was seeing? While you all were seeing me, responding to what I'm saying, but some of you could actually see Didi speaking, right? And if you have ever met her personally, you can also relive that moment. of happiness, the warmth that you would have received. Yes or no? Yes. That's 100% meditation. That's 100% concentration, if I were to say. Because I am giving thoughts to your mind, your intellect is accepting it and visualizing on the screen of my on the screen of your mind. And I can see her face, I can see her interacting, and I can see and experience that lovely moments that I have shared with her or your children or whatever. If you say I have to see something which I have not seen, then I will be visualizing. So we'll come to that. But or imagining, I'm sorry. But there is a lot of difference between visualization and imagination. So we are going to take all these portions very clearly. So concentration happens when my mind and intellect, which are the wheels of one cycle, if they move in one particular direction. Or if I were to say, these are the wheels of a car. If I want to drive the car well and enjoy the driving, then it is very important that my mind and intellect should be working in the same direction. Now, let's just come to the results. What are results? Well, results are the habits or the temperaments or the attitudes or the talents of the person. But these are not formed in just one day. Repeated actions, these habits are creating an imprint on our own karma. So each action, when performed repeatedly, becomes a habit and it leaves a impression on our soul. So you see, there are twins and umpteen twins which we see. And if you ask their parents, how do you find the difference between? They say, no, they really look quite apart, and we can make out and differentiate very clearly for a simple reason: their habits are different, and these habits are deciding their personality. So parents know that this person is Ram and this one is Sham, or this is Sita and this is Geeta. They can tell you very clearly, or they can say this is Tom and this is Jerry. They can tell you very clearly, is because their habits are different. And since their habits are different, their personalities are different. Now let's understand, there are 5 varieties of sanskars which each one of us has. One variety of sanskars are original sanskars or the habits. Then is the habits of my past birth, and I'm going to delve in details on these. Then third variety is hereditary sanskars, something which we are inheriting from our seniors or our forefathers or our parents. Then fourth variety is influence of the company. The man is known by the company he keeps. And the fifth one is the willpower sanskar. So let's just come to the first one, which says the original sanskars of the soul. We just read and understood very clearly that each one of us require 7 values, because that is me. That's my original nature. That's my original self, because I am pure. Eternally, I am pure. That's my nature. I am a peaceful soul. I am a loveful soul. I am a blissful soul. I am a happy being. That's my original nature. You can go to a discotheque, you can go to a party, you can enjoy for hours together. Even after spending 5, 6 hours, a point will come when you say, listen, I want peace. Let me just go back. If I were to say, I give you a very simple example. Let's say in front of you, you have the best of the food, which you really love and enjoy to eat. Imagine suddenly somebody starts shouting and fighting badly and howling there. Would you want to eat that food still? You'll say, oh, please, just be silent, right? Because in so much of noise, I will never enjoy my food. So that's exactly what I want to bring forth, is that my original sanskars are very beautiful and powerful.
Then coming to the sanskars which I imbibe from the past birth. I'm sure you see the social media is full of such people. There is this boy called Kautilya, huh? Who is known as Google boy. You ask him anything and he's like Google, and he just keeps answering and giving you answers to whatever you ask him in just a jiffy. Yeah. And not just that, I think there are umpteen children out there. They know all the shlokas, and they can do wonderful recitals. What is it? I'm sure in the past birth that child might have been a great pandit, or a great reader of the books or something like that. This child might be a great scientist, or somebody who was working on Google. So these sanskars are unfolding and opening up, and they say till about the 7 years these sanskars get awake. If they get awake, they would stay put and stay active. Then comes the inherited sanskars, or the habits which I inherit, or hereditary habits which I inherit from my parents. They say, this child is very naughty. He's just like his father. His father was also like this. This girl resembles the mother. Whatever were the habits of mother, the child is also like that. So we are inheriting these sanskars from our parents or the forefathers. Then comes the sanskars, which are influenced by the company that we keep momentarily, but yes, sometimes they become very, very strong. People develop habit of drinking, smoking, and whatnot, and not just always negative. There are people who have great friends, and they start doing work together, and they develop some great softwares. So there is every possibility. It could be negative, it could be positive, but man is definitely known by the company he keeps. Now, a question arises. Most of the sanskars, if you see, are not in our control. You see, one is the original sanskar, then is the habits that we are inheriting from my forefathers, or the sanskars which I am getting it from my past birth, or the sanskars which I am getting from my company that I have. Then there is a pain. Then God said, no, let me give you the fifth one, which is the willpower sanskars. And the moment you have this willpower sanskars getting activated, it immediately changes the way you deal with your life. I'll give you a very simple example. I'm sure you would have heard about Swami Vivekananda, who was known as Narendra. When he was 9, this willpower sanskar got activated. He started moving to this wonderful spiritual path, and he brought so much of change, not only in his life, but in the life of youths. Mahatma Gandhi, how did he become Mahatma? When he was 25 years, he was known as Gandhi only. The awakening came within him. And the day he had that awakening, he started working for Bharat at large. We know Mother Teresa. She was a simple nun. In 60 years, when she saw a lot of pain, there was a spiritual awakening in her. And at the age of 60, she started working for poor and sick people. And that's when she brought about a huge change, and people started calling her mother. So these willpower sanskars, at any point of time, they can get activated. And the moment they get activated, they can bring about the change in the way we are leading our lives. So let's now understand that where does this driver, the soul, sits? As we all know, the driver would always sit at a place where you have all the, places, or you have control, I would say, in the car. Like the driver sits in the front and he has all the controls in the car available. Similarly, the soul sits in the center of the forehead. And this place is known as, and I'll show you the physical marking. That's what the doctors have said, that this is known as the God spot. And this is between hypothalamus, which is the hormonal system, and the pituitary gland. So this is between them. When you draw a perpendicular, the soul actually resides here. And that's where she controls the whole body. In India, we actually put the tilak also here. Even the sisters, the sadhu sannyasis, everybody is putting a tilak here. That is the surface marking of the soul. So let me tell you, my dear brothers and sisters, be it any caste, creed, religion, sex, age group, everybody has the soul within. Everybody has this wonderful soul. And the soul is nothing but a point of light and might, a conscient point of light and might. It is eternal, immortal, and imperishable. In Hindi, we call it Ajar, Amar, Avinashi, Chaitanya Satta. Yeah. Chaitanya Satta means, it's a very beautiful word, and it means that the soul is an energy. Cannot be seen with this naked eye. But yes, like the way you feel the air and you feel warmth, you feel cold also, similarly, we can experience this energy. Now, since it's an energy, we all know and we are all taught in our childhood that the energy can neither be created nor destroyed. And hence we said the soul is Ajar, Amar, Avinashi, Chaitanya Satta, which means eternal, immortal, and imperishable being. Now you would say, yes, so physically on this body, the soul remains here. Once the body, once the soul leaves the body, and I would love to mention this for sure, that you see, in Hindi we use the word chal basa. Ever heard of this word, chal basa? Just wave your hand so I know you've heard about such words. Okay, yeah. So chal basa is a very beautiful word made up of two letters, chal basa, which means it was staying put. इस शरीर में बसता था, इस शरीर से चला गया और कहीं और जाके बस गया, which means it was staying in this costume. Now it is no more, left for heavenly abode. It has left the body and left and gone somewhere else. There's another very beautiful word which we use in Hindi is arathi. Very powerful words. Arathi. Ajamarathi. Which means the car is there, the rath is there, the costume is there, but the soul is no more. The driver within, the rathi, the driver is no more. And that's why doctor says, Mr. So-and-so went to meet the doctor, and the doctor says, take the body away. Why does he not say, take Mr. So-and-so away? Because the driver within is no more. So now it has left this body. So where do we actually originally come from? We all have been staying in this soul world. We all have been staying with our Supreme Father in the soul world. And all what you see are the wonderful souls which stay in this soul world. I'll show you the bigger representation. So this very beautiful picture shows the three worlds, wherein one is the corporeal world and the second one is the incorporeal world. I'll give you a very simple simile. Have you ever seen a stage show? Huh? Have you ever seen a stage show where you have the front stage and the backstage? Yeah, backstage. And people from the backstage keep coming on the front stage to play their roles. And in this stage show, there is a very beautiful thing. What happens is, these people, when the stage show finishes, everybody along with the director is present. That's exactly what's happening here. You see, this is the corporeal world where we all are coming to play our role. at our own times. From where? From the soul world. Everybody is coming here to play our role. This is the backstage, but to come here, we need this corporeal costume. Because as in my original nature, I am a point of light and light. I'm a point of light and light. And I come from here to play my wonderful role. So today it might be a role of Monica, of a girl in this girl costume. Probably before that, I might be a boy playing a role of a brother. Before that might be another a brother. So brother, sister, sister, brother, 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 sister. I have played umpteen roles. But let me today understand. This costume is constantly changing. I might have 5 cars, but I have just one driver driving these 5 cars. So when I sit in car number A, then I'm driving car A. When I sit in car B, then I possess car B and I'm driving that car B. So the driver remains same, but I'm constantly on a journey. So who I really am? I am the energy within. And this completes our complete introduction. You see, when you are introducing yourself, you always require to know 5 things about that person: the name, the photo identification proof, the qualification, the address, the present occupation. And yes, we've known everything about ourselves today. What is my name? I am the soul, right? I am the energy within the soul. Atma, Shakti, Ruhu, huh? Conscience. It can be anything, conscient energy. What is the photo identification? I'm a point of light and light. That's how I look. Qualification are 7 powers. And in Hindi, we say Atma is Sato Guni Swaroop. 7 gun hai iske. Then address, temporarily in my body, here, surface marking. And permanent in the soul world. I live in the soul world, the backstage. And my present occupation is that we need to self-empower ourselves. I need to empower my own self so that any of such situations, the coronas or the change in the government policy, the people's behavior should not be creating any problem here. I enjoy my life. Come what may, the situations will come, the people will not change, everything will be the way it is, or even worsen. But I still remain calm. I still remain peaceful because that's me. So, my dear brothers and sisters, for today, I'm going to give you a very interesting homework. We've got our introduction. So throughout tomorrow, between today and tomorrow, when we meet here back again, I would request you all, while I'm going to take you in a very beautiful, reflective exercise just a minute later, let me tell you all and request you all, for a day, while you are working, whatever you are doing, just keep reminding yourself that I am the energy within, which is constantly directing this costume to play different roles. A role of a father, a role of a brother, a role of a son, a role of a professional, a role of a boss, a role of a junior. It could be anything, a mentor, or a role of a mother, a wife, a sister, a daughter. It could be anything. So I'm playing roles, but who I really am, my body is playing the roles, but I am the energy within. So just try it out, and I would love to hear your experiences tomorrow. So I would request if you could join 5 minutes before the session, We love to hear from you about your experiences. So are you all ready to come with me for a wonderful journey? Yes? Huh? Just wave your hand so I know you all are ready. Sit back comfortably and let us all go on a wonderful journey. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Sit back very comfortably. Ask yourself, what a wonderful day it is. All this while, I wanted love, peace, happiness, comfortability in my life. I thought people are going to give me, possessions are going to give me, position is going to get me this, gadgets are going to give me this. The more I ran for them, my dreams looked like a utopian thought. Today, for the first time, I have realized that I am the energy within, the energy that is driving this costume. Through this energy, the soul, which is letting me see this beautiful world with my eyes. I talk with my mouth. I eat with my hands. Never realized I and mine are two different worlds. मैं और मेरा, I the soul, my body. I the soul is responsible for creating these thoughts, which are creating emotions. Emotions which are creating feelings. I the soul. I am eternal, immortal being. my original nature is that I am peaceful. Accept it. I am a peaceful being. I am a loveful being. I am a powerful being. As I say this, I experience the love, peace, and power surrounding me. And I'm becoming very peaceful. Enjoy this experience because that's you originally. I slowly come back and I tell myself, I love to be my original self. It's high time to create a conscious future. And I'm ready to take back my own sovereignty of knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss, and power. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you so much for that patient listening.
Thank you so much, Sister Monica, for that truly blissful experience that we all had right now. We truly gained deep insights into the realization of who we really are. We're so much more than just a body or simply a role. And the numbers that you showed were truly an eye opener. 95% negative and waste thoughts.
Right.
Seriously does give me a deep motivation to go on with meditation a bit more in my life. And the
Very
7
true.
virtues that we discussed about. So the soul has so many qualities within. We have a couple of questions that came up in the chat.
Right.
So brother Rohit has asked,
Ji.
aren't negative thoughts basically waste thoughts?
Okay. So you see, waste thoughts are when you can think anything. It could be useless.
I will go there and I will do this. And then I'll go there and I will enjoy sitting in a car. Then I will eat this. Now, this is actually not negative. These are like, making, Hindi may we say Hawaii kile, thinking and making air, playing air, playing in air. So that's something like that. So it's like thinking useless things. Jiska koi logic nahi hai. That's what are the waste thoughts. Negative thoughts are, harming, that feeling of harming somebody, harming myself, thinking negative about myself, negative about others. So these are two different thoughts. They're not alike. Rohit bhai, does that answer your question?
So
Thank you, sister. Yeah, that clarified my question.
Thank you.
And then we have brother Deepak, who has asked that up to what age do sanskars get activated?
7.
The age of 7. Okay.
Maximum till 7. If they are not active, they will never get activated. Maximum
Okay.
till 7. Yeah.
Okay. So I think
And
we
that's the
had
reason why we see lot of younger people, saying and chanting shlokas, or doing some great dance, or doing some act or some nice performance, and they say, oh, this child sings like that singer, and you can actually correlate very clearly. So you never know what soul is bringing, because soul is on a journey.
true. Then we had brother Nitesh, who had raised his hand in the session. Brother, would you like to unmute yourself and ask any question or say something? Brother Nitesh Bhanawat. Okay. So brother Raghav has asked, what are chakras?
Okay, so these are various energy zones which people have symbolized. In Rajyoga meditation, we talk about the soul and the body. And, once the soul is empowered, we can start healing the whole body. And I'm going to share and delve into more details about this in my session on meditation. So, my request is that we stay put, and tomorrow is a very beautiful session. But please do not forget the homework. Yeah, you all remember. And if you join the WhatsApp group, and brother is going to share the homework with you. And believe me, we'll all enjoy, because it's a very beautiful education and a scientific education, which has been well proven. And the more you apply, the more you enjoy. That's how it is.
Truly, and that is what science also says. The more you experiment, the more
Yeah.
the more results you get, the more
Absolutely. You become
proofs
an
you see in
embodiment.
your life.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Any other questions?
Uh, Not questions actually, but a lot of positive feedback coming up in the chat, and really, that's really encouraging. And
So there's
hope
one
that,
question which brother Srinivas Raj is asking. If you could just read it out loudly for everybody.
actually, the brother Srinivas says, "What a time to start this
Right.
journey,
Yeah.
as I am nursing COVID since 5 days,
Mhm.
especially mindful of apprehensions and fears.
Mhm.
Hopefully, this session should bring me out of this catastrophic environment." So it's not a
Yes.
question; it's probably an experience that brother has shared.
Yes. See, brother, the more you think about COVID, we become an embodiment. So the first lesson that we have learned today is you are what you think, what you eat actually. So don't keep eating that I am having COVID and my body is low. No, we start thinking positive. I am a soul and I have the power to heal this. And good that I've got a great chance to sit back and relax and look into and delve into deep within my own self. So, this is a wonderful time when we can heal our own selves. It's like the car which is not doing well, but the driver is perfect. So, the car can be taken to the garage, which means we are having our usual medication, which would heal the body. But I have to make sure that I am fit and fine.
So when you start, releasing those positive vibrations from here, believe me, it starts healing your own body. And I'm sure you'll experience that.
All right. Thank you so much, Sister Monica. So let us conclude today's session.
Yeah.
And hope all of you enjoyed it. Looking forward to see all of you tomorrow for tomorrow's session. Do join in at 6:55 and share in your experiences of today's homework, like Sister Monica said. Om Shanti, all of you.
Om
Good
Shanti.
night.
Good night.